before you start this episode, I would like to apologize for the poor camera and sound quality. I stupidly forgot the battery for the good camera, and this is an entirely GoPro shot video. Hopefully, well, I know I won't make this mistake again. I'm sorry. Don't hate us.
Hate him. Don't hate me. I did my job.
So please bear with us. It'll be better come the next couple episodes.
If you just want to go to the movies and just, veg out or whatever, just go see Ghostbusters. If you want to go have a good time, go see the next movie we're going to talk about.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, so Star Trek Beyond is the third installment of the J.J. Abrams reiteration of the Star Trek series.
Which actually, it was directed by Justin Lin, who did... actually, bring it back to Fast and Furious a lot, but that guy, Justin Lin, directed 4 of the Fast and Furious movies.
He did?
Yeah. He directed Tokyo Drift, he directed Fast and Furious, which is the 4th one, I know it's confusing, Fast 5, which is the 5th one, and Furious 6, which is the 6th film.
Yes.
Where Furious 7 would be the 7th film.
Probably.
So what did you think of Star Trek Beyond? I loved it.
I wouldn't say I loved it.
I really liked it.
I definitely really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it had... I think the story itself was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was paced a little weird. I felt like there was a lot of... the heavy action stuff almost felt like bookends on the film.
Right.
It was like there's a huge heavy incident of a ton of action within the first half hour of the movie when the Enterprise... Spoilers. When the Enterprise is attacked.
Yeah.
So much incredible action. A climactic amount of action right there. And then there's a ton of fucking action at the very end of the movie.
Right.
It felt like bookends. I like when movies have a quick burst, like an action sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
At the beginning, there should be quick bursts of action.
Yeah.
But not a drawn-out scene that is, 20, 30 minutes long of the spaceship being attacked.
Right. And them just, still clinging on to hope. We can still get the Enterprise out of here. No, you can't.
I understand that is a big moment.
Yeah.
For you. I feel like it could have been trimmed down a little bit because it just felt too heavy. Let's take a look at Star Trek's number one rival being Star Wars. That's The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
It starts out, and when Kylo Ren and the Stormtroopers are attacking that village.
Yeah.
And then when they discover Rey and Finn.
Mm-hmm.
Those are two moments that happen at the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Minimal action.
Right. There is action, but it's not not long and drawn out.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. It's not long and drawn out. You get the sense, you understand this is a heavy situation.
Yeah.
Because of the way it is filmed and portrayed. But it doesn't overshadow what's going to be happening at the end of the movie. Because I almost felt like with Star Trek Beyond, the Enterprise being attacked and going down was more emotional, more climactic than the actual big fight ending. Scene at the end.
Right.
You don't want your climax to come before the movie starts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like I can see why the action scene was long and drawn out because, I know you said you haven't seen the Fast and Furious movies, but, just that director, just from seeing what he did with those movies, there are a lot of, long, drawn-out action sequences. So I think that was kind of, his bringing into, those movies. But I felt like this one, too, it was kind of making up for, because there wasn't a lot of action in Into Darkness. Into Darkness was more like that regular... if you take the Star Trek films that they do now and compare it to, original Star Trek episodes, which I haven't seen a lot of. But from what I've heard is that there are episodes that are really, philosophical, and then you got, obviously, really bad, silly episodes, but then you also got, your really action-heavy episodes. And I feel like that's what's kind of happening with these new movies, like you had Into Darkness, which was like more talky philosophical. What's right? Who can we trust? And then this one was just like, I feel like they just kind of went, fuck it, let's just go all out and just destroy the Enterprise, and let's just kill a bunch of people, and it'll be awesome. It'll be like original Star Trek when all that happens. And I mean, for me, generally, like, I really enjoyed it. I was just glad to go see a movie that I liked that was good.
True.
I feel like there's just been a lot of crap recently.
You didn't see The Infiltrator, though, did you?
No. Oh my god. Was it good?
It was really good.
Really?
Oh, it had one of the best climaxes I've ever seen.
Oh, really?
No, that's my opinion. I know the reviews weren't as good. I think on Rotten Tomatoes it had somewhere around like a 74%.
I mean, that's good.
We'll get back to
Mm-hmm.
Star Trek in a minute. It just did not feel like it should have been released in the summer when we have the crap movies that have a big budget and beautiful, sexy
It should have been
actors
more
in
like
their
a
story.
fall movie, you think?
It should have been a fall or a springtime movie,
Right.
where it is about characters,
Right.
not about big scenes of action. I thought it was really entertaining. It really kept you on the edge of your seat, and the build up to the climax was done beautifully.
Yeah.
But we can
That's
talk
good.
about it another time.
That's fine.
But I mean, don't get me wrong. I did really, really like Star Trek. I thought it was definitely better than the other crap that'd been out.
Yeah.
this
What'd you
summer.
think of the, I mean, just like the characters? Because I
liked them.
love Spock and Bones.
I didn't really
I like
understand.
them.
Okay.
Their banter.
Of the main characters, yeah, they were
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Zoe Saldana is Bae.
Yeah. She didn't have a lot to do in this one.
She
I don't
didn't,
think.
which is such a shame because I love her.
Like, I feel like every character kind of got their own moments, but she was kind of... I mean, she had a lot of good stuff in the first two. I don't know. It just seemed like there wasn't a lot for her in this one.
Granted, she's a busy woman.
It's true.
She's filming Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's
She's
true.
filming 2 Avatar films.
That's true. Are they filming those?
Yeah, one of them's coming out in a year or two.
Yeah. Oh, well, finally. Oh, finally. Well, you know, maybe that was why. Maybe it was like
I think it's
scheduling
just,
conflicts.
yeah, she's just really fucking busy.
Yeah.
Um,
I liked how they kind of focused more on like the quintessential original cast. You had Kirk and Bones and Spock, which they were
Yes.
kind of like the main three. And I enjoyed their stuff a lot.
they used Bones quite a bit more than I remember them using
Yeah,
in the other
sorry.
two.
Playing
Star
footsies.
Trek, yeah, you know. They used Bones in this film, as far as I remember, much more than they used him in the other two J.J. Abrams films.
Oh yeah, he was more of a side character in the other ones. This one they allowed him to shine a little more.
Yeah, I thought he did really well. You know, he had that because Kirk's character is gung ho. I'm ready to take on fucking anything.
Yeah.
Spock is like, I'll logic my way into anything. Fuck
Mhm.
yeah. Bones is the opposite of that, where
Yeah.
he is not excited to do this. He doesn't necessarily
He doesn't-
want to do this.
He's
but
just
he
a
knows
doctor, damn it.
He has to do this.
Right.
So he does it very begrudgingly.
But he does it.
He does it.
And he doesn't work. He's a character that really doesn't work on his own. Like, I can see why
Exactly.
you kind of have to pair him up with Spock or Kirk. You kind of have to have him as a fall-around character because he has to basically say the opposite, be a, what's it called, like a foil
Yeah.
to, like, all the other characters.
It's really unfortunate. Rest in peace, Anton Yakov.
Yeah.
They used him a good bit in this film.
Yeah, I really like that.
Um,
He kind of had his moments. Like, you got to see him do some action stuff.
Yeah.
Because, like, the other guy, Sulu,
Yeah.
the Asian dude, I have something to say about him. But, you know, he had his big action sequence in the first one. He, when they were fencing those dudes. You remember that? So, like, one of the early scenes in the first J.J. Abrams Star Trek, Kirk, Sulu, and some other guy, he dies immediately, but they get launched down to the weapon thing that the other aliens are using that are going to destroy the Vulcan planet. And when they're going down, you know, Kirk like looks over at Sulu and he's like, "So what's your combat training?" And he just goes, "Fencing." And they get down there. The one guy gets fucking killed because he's an idiot. So it's just Kirk and Sulu. They don't have the explosions because they died with the other guy. So basically, Sulu is the one who's like kicking ass. Kirk's just kind of getting his ass kicked, but Sulu's like kicking ass. It's pretty cool. So he had his action sequence. So I was fine with him kind of being like pulled back a bit so we could see more room for other characters.
Yeah.
And what's his name again? Anton.
Let's just call him Anton because I don't know how to
What
pronounce
was his
last
name in the movie? Shit. It wasn't shit. That's not. What is his name? I can't remember. But you were right. He did have like
He had quite a bit to do in this film. Like,
Oh,
he was
yeah.
definitely a more main character.
yeah, which I thought was kind of cool because
I really like the introduction of Zhao, the really white chick with face tattoos.
Yeah.
I thought she was great.
Oh, you know who she was?
Mhm.
You've seen Kingsman, right? You've seen Kingsman: The Secret Service.
I did not see Kingsman.
You guys seen Kingsman: Secret Service?
I-
No, dude, it's really good.
Yeah,
It's really good.
Everyone says
It's
that.
really good.
It's one of those things where
It's really
everyone
good.
says that, and
It's really
not
good.
going to be, and
Trust me, it's really good.
I just don't.
Okay, well, she was in that.
I just don't like how people are doing it. It's like Quentin Tarantino direct James Bond. I'm
It's-
like, fuck you.
Okay, no, it's not that. It's just, it's really good.
Okay.
I think you would like it.
Um,
But anyway, she was in Kingsman, that's why I asked. So, like, you could get an idea of what she actually...
I looked
Looked
her
like-
up. I know what she actually
Oh,
looks like. I
okay.
did my own research. But I thought she was a good character. It's nice to see a strong female character that isn't overbearing. Ghostbusters. You know, she
Ghostbusters.
defended herself. I liked the pairing of her and Scotty.
Yeah.
I thought that worked really well.
Uh-huh, because they were
Uh,
both, like, the mechanics and...
Well, it felt to me more like she was kind of the warrior, and he's the
brain.
mechanic.
Yeah. He's, I feel like, yeah. Would you say, like, he's more of, like, the brains?
He would be more of the brains.
Because he
in
could fix the
certain
ship that she wasn't
situations.
able to repair
It
for
feels
years.
like he was the mechanic learning to be a warrior. She was a warrior learning
Learn-
to be a mechanic. I felt like that dynamic worked.
So they were,
really
like,
well.
kind of playing off of each other.
Yeah.
I was waiting for them to, like, make out or something.
Do it right there. on the
Because
Enterprise.
it was so... Because for a while there, like, there was a lot of Scotty, and I was kind of thinking, like, because Simon Pegg wrote the movie, so I was kind of thinking, like, come on.
Yeah, good for you.
Like, I was waiting for them to make out just to be like, good job, man. Wrote in your own make out scene. I love it. But,
No, I liked her as a character. I didn't really understand the big bad guy. So, spoilers.
Idris
Yeah,
Elba.
Well, I don't want to say the actor's name. Spoilers.
It's Idris
Okay.
Elba.
Spoilers. Idris Elba, big bad guy. I don't understand how he turned from a human into this alien race thing. Like, I understood that
Yeah.
he could like suck out the souls of people to make him infinite.
It was
you know?
something about the technology on the planet that helped him do that, and blah, blah,
They
blah,
didn't
blah.
explain that
But
very well.
Yeah, they kind of just brush over it, and they don't really explain why it makes him look like the alien race.
They
already
almost
lived there.
also brushed over the artifact that they had. That was the weapon.
Oh, yeah.
They
that,
didn't
like,
explain that.
the
all that
virus
well.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, I don't know. The thing with Star Trek is that there's probably a lot of stuff that they don't really explain because you kind of have to take it as like, this is sci-fi, they just make this shit up, so that's probably just how it goes.
Yeah, but I feel like they can explain
Yeah,
it.
They
Like,
can, but...
one of my favorite films, and definitely one of my favorite novels ever, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Mhm.
They explain like the most minute things.
Mhm.
Where have you ever seen the movie or read the book?
Yeah, I've seen the movie.
Where you're a human speaking with an alien race. They explain it by putting like a little slug thing in his ear that
helps him
interprets
yeah.
other languages into a language he knows. They took the time, which is only like 5 seconds, to explain, okay, this is how a human can speak all these other alien languages.
Right.
That is how sci-fi should be done.
Yeah.
They should, as ridiculous as it seems, give me the slightest little bit just so it makes sense.
Yeah.
How this happens.
Because I can see what you're getting to. Because like in the Star Trek movie, like so like at the beginning when he's talking to the little tiny aliens that you think they're the big aliens, how do they speak English?
Yeah.
How do those weird little things on like the little monster things or whatever? How do they just know how to speak
Exactly.
human language? It
And
makes no sense.
I did like in this, though, how they had the one woman who was kind of the traitor who was speaking her own alien language. They gave her the little translator that was clipped
that was
onto
cool.
her jacket.
Right.
I thought that was really cool. So they do take the time to do a lot of stuff with that. I feel like, though, and I'm giving them a lot of leeway with this because I understand this is a big franchise. You have to hit. It's got a huge fan base, so you really have to get it right so people don't fucking hate you.
Right.
So I understand if a few things slide.
Yeah.
I thought overall it was a very entertaining film.
Oh yeah.
Not my favorite. Probably doesn't make my top 10 of the year yet. I have to see what the rest of the year looks like.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I really like. I mean, just considering like what I've seen this year so far, a lot of good, not so great. So I mean, I'd have to. If we did like the 1 out of 10 rating, I'd probably give it like a solid like 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's fair.